Calgary with one name. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Thank you so much. We'd like to play something very special for you right now. Just a few weeks back, we lost one of the greatest musicians, not just in Alberta, not just in Canada, but a world-renowned artist who was born here in Calgary. And I had a number of opportunities to play with him, especially the last few years. We had several. The last 2 years we had Juno-nominated recordings, which were just an absolute thrill to play with this man, because we all grew up listening to him and admiring him. He was a very good friend of mine near the end. And then we're, of course, talking about the inimitable Tommy Banks, who just went to the other side. He's watching us right now. And we'd like to play a special number to honor his legacy, because what you guys are doing here at Westwind, after 30 years of one of the most impressive concert band and jazz band and choral organizations in the world, and believe me, I travel around the world giving master classes, and I talk about this type of a template, people that are really involved in community and give back on so many different levels and then come together to make music. And that's what the entire symbiotic relationship is about. Tommy Banks was all about that. When they tried to lure him to Toronto and Los Angeles to do his national TV show, he was famous for saying, "Nah, I think we can do it better in Alberta." And he kept everything right here, and it was a real treat to get to know him. We'd like to share for you a song that he and I did on a recording just a year and a half ago. It was a recording called Sweet Canadiana, and it was the Oscar Peterson's Canadiana Suite. And at the end of the concert, we finished, we were on stage with all these superstar players in Toronto, and Tommy was sitting at the piano, and he just started playing Oscar's Hymn to Freedom, which is, of course, one of the most iconic tunes ever written in Canadian history, as well as jazz history. It was written in 1964 and adopted by the American Civil Rights Movement as their anthem. This written by a Canadian from Montreal. And Tommy, of course, was very good friends with Oscar and a big fan, so he started playing Hymn to Freedom, and he got into the first 8 bars, and I grabbed my flugelhorn and I started playing, and I played the next 8. And then he played 8 more measures, and it was a live concert like this, and it was something magical taking place. It's hard to describe, but I was so afraid to play the next 8, I didn't come in, because I knew I would make a mistake, and we had microphones everywhere, and I thought, I can't do it, something is taking place. And of course, Tommy, being the inimitable pro that he is, he saw that I wasn't going to come in. He immediately covered for it. It was seamless and smooth, and it was just one of those beautiful things. And on the second verse, the whole band came in very spontaneously and turned into a big, giant, beautiful, gospel, joyous rant. We'd like to share that with you, especially because I was able to get a hold of my engineer in Montreal, and we've extracted Tommy's live performance from that night. So he will be here with us now, playing this spontaneously. This is Oscar Peterson's Hymn to Freedom, as a celebration to this legacy of your fine organization, and of course the eternal memory of the great Tommy Banks. This is my friend, Mr. Ross McIntyre. We go back a very, very long way. There's a word in the English language called détente. It's the fact that two people mutually agree to point virtual weapons at each other's heads and never shoot. And that pretty much sums up our background. He's one of the finest band directors and educators I've ever met in my life. I'm very, very proud to call him my friend. I'm extraordinarily proud to play this last number with him conducting this wonderful ensemble.
Thanks, Jens. This is a real privilege for me to be able to conduct this piece. I was telling my ensemble the other night, we just received it the other night, and we ran through it, and I said, this is super special to me. Unfortunately, I lost my dad a couple of years ago, and one of my dad's wishes when we were planning his funeral, he said, of all the things that I would like Jens, if he could make it to my funeral and come and play. And to his credit, Jens played the night before, much like he did last night. He arrived at my dad's funeral, and straight from the airport, we had a car waiting for him. He came in, no sleep virtually, and no warm-up for sure, and walked in and played this tune, Someone to Watch Over Me. It's one of my favorite pieces, and no one plays it finer than this gentleman. We are so lucky to have you here, Jens, and I'm proud to call you my friend too. Thank you.